See Jane Win is about women's recent political rise in America, with a focus on the wave of first-time female candidates who ran and won in the 2018 elections. In the book, I follow a diverse group of women from around the country running for various levels of office, women who were willing to let me into their lives and their campaigns. At the same time, I also examine gender dynamics around power, who gets it, and when and why, and how those dynamics shifted with the backdrop of the Women's March and the Me Too movement. In the wake of the 2016 election, women were moved to act. It wasn't enough, though, just to take to the streets. And so what we saw was this collective realization. Women seemed to know that they needed to be in the rooms where the decisions were being made and where the votes were being cast. And I think that a lot of this, too, is that for the first time in many women's lifetime, it really felt like our rights were at a heightened risk of being taken away. There was no longer that backstop of at least having a Democrat in the Oval Office. There was a GOP-controlled House, a GOP-controlled Senate, and suddenly the Trump administration was moving into the White House. Something I heard throughout the course of my reporting over and over again was women who had this realization. It was like a light bulb went off. And they really thought to themselves, well, if Donald Trump can be in the White House, if Donald Trump can win the presidency, well, then surely I can run for city council or for Congress or for my state legislature. The women who ran in 2018 really flipped the script on what it means to be electable. One of the most crucial things that happened was that we saw women use their experiences as mothers, as gay women, as immigrant women, as women of color, as trans women, as assault survivors. And rather than play down those parts of their experience, they ended up using them as assets, as something that they would bring with them to political office. Something else that changed during the 2018 election cycle was that the advice for women running for office used to be to ignore sexist attacks, to rise above it and just let it roll off your back. And that really changed. The advice turned to clap back, call it out publicly. If you experience sexism on the campaign trail, especially in a really blatant way, tweet about it. Have a response to it. Women had much more room to clap back than they typically did. And I think a large part of that was that across the country, women in all different fields, running for office and not running for office, were raising their voices about what they had experienced just for living in female bodies.